Hey everybody, welcome to the homestead today. We're here talking about sheep today. Some people asking some questions, and I said, well, today, hi there little guy, hi. I thought I'd answer some questions. There's our sheep herd. Let's do that today. Before we start the video, I'm gonna go ahead and let these sheep out. They're itching to get out of the pen here and get out into the grazing fields that we have. So let's go ahead and open the gate. That is the largest sheep herd we've ever had. We just got done with our lambing. About 15 or 16 new lambs. The boys are in charge of counting them. They tag their ears and write their numbers down in a book so that we can keep track. Let's open this gate here. They're itching to get out. There's the sheep gate. There they all go. So, we got a bunch of new lambs, and some people have asked, you know, Zach, what's the best kind of sheep to use? I'm using this breed. I'm having this issue with this breed. You know, what can I do? The best way to learn about sheep is just through experience, is the way I found it. There's gonna be lots of learning curves. You're gonna have lots of failures. There's one thing I can tell you not to do when it comes to sheep. Well, actually, there's two things I can tell you what to do when raising sheep. Number one is not raise goats. Raise sheep. And the second thing I'll tell you about sheep is making sure you raise a heritage breed sheep. Heritage breed. If you raise commercial breed sheep, you will get bigger, more meatier, more wool out of your sheep, but you will have more diseases if you try to raise them naturally. Commercial breed sheep are engineered, and I say engineered because they are engineered. Commercial breed sheep are engineered to only survive on drugs in today's world that we live in. We started off with a Shropshire type sheep. It's a commercial breed sheep, produces a lot of meat, produces a lot of wool, but you have to basically drug it every 30 days to keep it alive. With different parasites and stuff like that they can ingest easily. They're very susceptible to all kinds of parasites and diseases. And so you have to continue to give it medicine. And that's really the sad story, is that you're getting all of that. When you buy lamb at the store, if you buy meat at the store, you're basically buying Shropshire or Hampshire or some other commercial breed sheep, and it's probably been injected with chemicals its entire life. And so we were losing sheep one after another, just dying left and right. Nope, there's a little... They're like, where's mom? They got separated from the herd. Well, she's back there. You gotta go back that way. Anyway, they'll figure it out. They figure things out usually. If they don't, we there they go. They're running back. Anyway, so yeah, stay away from the commercial breeds. Understand what is commercial and what is heritage. We have a St. Croix sheep, and I believe that they're traditionally Caribbean sheep, so they handle the heat pretty well. They're very tolerant of parasites and internal parasites and things like that. I've only lost, out of the years I've had these sheep, I've only had one die from parasites, one. And I'm not sure if it was, I'm not totally sure if it was parasites. I think it might have been. It had some of the signs of parasites, of barber pole worms, things like that. But I've had these sheep for what, 5-6 years now. I mean, I started off with 2 ewes and 1 ram that were sold to me by a guy named Chris over at Shalom Acres. Shalom Acres, he has a YouTube channel, you can find it. And he doesn't post on there all so often, but he's got a lot of great info on there. And he gave me 2 ewes and 1 ram, and that's the herd that I have today. I just keep continually breeding those back. I switch out the rams. I usually find new rams from different herds around the Ozarks, so I'm practicing good husbandry. skills with that. And so right now there is no ram for this herd. I will be finding another ram yet again from another herd, probably in Missouri or somewhere. Every once in a while I'll switch it up with a Dorper or a Katahdin mix of a St. Croix ram that I find. And and because these are all heritage breed sheep, these are all good sheep. I have a friend of mine who actually does is it the Jericho sheep or the Jacob sheep with the 4 horns? Those are pretty cool. And those are also a heritage breed sheep. But there's lots of heritage breed sheep out there, varieties you can find. And find one. Find one and find one that works well in your area, maybe based on what other farmers or other people who raise them will tell you, and then raise those. But stay away from the commercial breeds. That's your number one thing. Second thing is, yes, I raise sheep other than goats. I've had goats on 2 different occasions, or I have been around goats on 2 different occasions, and both of those turned out to be a nightmare. A goat gets up every day and says, how can I kill myself today? A goat gets up every day and says, where's the keys to Daddy's liquor cabinet? A goat gets up every day and says, what can I break? What can I destroy? What boundaries can I push? Because that's what goats do. And there's a reason why in the Bible you see a separation at the end days of the sheep and the goats. The goats are bad. They'll stand on your car, they'll break stuff. I mean, it's just, I can tell you all kinds of stories. So I don't raise goats. I know some of you people are like, oh, I love my goats. I'm like, great on you. If you love your goats, you love your goats. I'm not doing goats. Not ever again. Not in this lifetime. Anyway, but the sheep, they're amazing. They stay within boundaries. They don't go off property somewhere. They respect the fence lines. And, this breed that I'm doing now is very, very easy. Very easy to maintain and very easy to take care of. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. Out here talking about sheep. So what do I do for parasites? That was one of the questions that was asked me the other day. And here's what I've done. Over the course of the years, if I do suspect that there might be some sort of parasite load or barber pole worm load, because we have barber pole worms here, pretty common. Again, this breed is very tolerant of those, so find a breed that is. And then, but if you do suspect a heavy load of parasites in your area, you can use garlic powder. I use garlic powder on their feed, so I have these little feed things here, where at night we put a little bit of feed in there for them, and we mix it with garlic powder sometimes, and that garlic powder will usually flush out any worm loads in their intestines. Also, you can use tobacco. I've used tobacco before in the past, and that seems to work really well. I know people who grow tobacco just for that purpose. They will grow tobacco, or I've actually met people who've had sheep and goats who will buy organic cigarettes, and they'll take the organic cigarettes, rip the filters off, and just feed the cigarettes to their sheep or their goats as a way to deworm their goats. So that's an option too. But if you just raise your own tobacco, you can raise your own tobacco and grow it. You don't have to buy it. I've tried a couple times to grow tobacco here, and I have not been able to do it, but I haven't really tried too hard. I probably need to focus some more effort. I have some tobacco seeds. It'd be something I could probably try in the future, but I haven't really put a lot of effort into it. But I know those 2 things work. You can find tobacco pretty readily. You can buy the cheap tobacco in bulk, or the pipe tobacco, or you can get the organic tobacco, stuff like that. And you feed that to your goats. It's also a very good dewormer. They also say pumpkin seeds are a good dewormer. I have also fed my sheep pumpkin seeds before when I have them on hand. There's lots of things. Apple cider vinegar. You can get a syringe, and you can get some apple cider vinegar, and if they're having some issues, you can give them a dousing of apple cider vinegar. It's a good way to just give their system a good clean out, of any nasties that might be in there. Spring scours is something here that happens regularly. So in the spring, when the new fresh grass comes up, you will see your sheep get some scours of that from that fresh grass, some diarrhea from that fresh grass. It can also sometimes happen because right now we're going through a drought a little bit, and in the fall when the rains came and the fresh grass comes up, they can get some scours from that. But if you have that, what the best, and again, I learned this from Chris Haas over at Shalom Acres. You can get some blackberries, dig up some blackberries, clip the roots off, chop the roots up in little small pieces for the blackberry roots, and then boil those, and then put that boiled water that you've boiled into their water supply, and that will act as an astringent, I guess, and it basically cleans up their scours and dries up their runs. So if you ever have spring scours for your animals, that's a great way to knock that and get that under control. But this is the biggest my herd has ever been, and I'm excited about that. And I got a lot of new lambs. We're going to be selling some of these and maybe growing the herd just a little bit, but I got to get some more hay bales. I'm a little concerned right now because of the drought. The people who cut hay in my area have only had one cutting, and they're being very greedy with the hay, no doubt, as they should be, because they have animals themselves. And so we're hopefully trying to get some hay here. So I'm probably gonna need about 15 bales, I guess, for that size herd. Probably about 15 bales for the winter. And with the fall rains coming in, they'll have plenty of grazing area until it all dries up. And then once it all dies up from the cold weather, we'll lock them into their pasture for the winter, and then just feed them hay bales. And about 15 hay bales will probably, because I'll sell a lot of that herd. A lot of the boys, all the males will be sold or saved for butchering in January, and once they get a little bit of meat on them, and then I'll probably sell some females too. So we'll sell a lot of that herd because we like the herd about the size it was before we had all the lambs this last few weeks. So we're probably gonna keep it about the size, but I'm gonna need about 15 bales. So hopefully the rains will come soon, and the farmers around here are going to get a second cutting, and that will free up some pressure to sell some to guys like me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you've got in your homestead. Do you have sheep? Do you have goats? God forbid. And let me know some tips and tricks that you have learned to keep your herd healthy. If someone here who's looking for sheep and goats or looking for advice, they may find your advice down below, and they may be able to use what you have suggested to better their herd. One other thing I'll tell you is that if you have a microscope, you can go ahead and do your own parasite load test. It's a fairly simple thing to do. It just takes a little bit of a learning and a couple items for materials to be able to do that. And you can kind of be your own veterinarian rather than pay another veterinarian to do that. We have a very good microscope here at the homestead that we can use for, my kids use it for science, for homeschool, and it allows us to check our parasite loads from time to time if we ever need to. But anyway, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. Let us know what livestock you've got, what kind of tips and tricks you might have. And check out our merchandise, teespring.com, our Stupid Should Hurt shirt, the best-selling shirt ever on an American homestead. Still selling these things like crazy, because everyone knows if there was a lot more hurt in this world, there'd be a lot less stupid. All right, guys. See you next time on the homestead. Bye.
Hey, guys. I'm happy to introduce an American homestead sponsor, Zervita Zeal. Now, first off, I only accept sponsors from products that I use and believe in. My family uses Zeal mainly because we want to ensure a healthy immune system. You see, it's made up of only whole food concentrates and includes no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. The included sweetener is all natural from fruit and the stevia leaf. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's kosher. In 2018, my youngest son was involved in a bike accident that resulted in the surgical removal of his spleen, and that's an important part of his immune system. And because we live on a farm, you can guess that having a healthy immune system for our family is very important. Some of the included ingredients are beetroot, chicory root, turmeric, moringa, blueberries, cranberry, goji berry, milk thistle, ginseng, alfalfa, broccoli, and so much more. It's these natural ingredients that can easily be made into a powerful and tasty drink that my family can make and feel good about. So sign up and give it a try today. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead so that we can continue to make great homesteading videos for you. Link is in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. Oh wait.